Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to today's Power Boost. So, our topic today is ignite your inner light. Ignite your inner light. The holiday season is upon us, and already extra lights can be seen in and around our homes and businesses, welcoming the season, which we celebrate with extra lighting. Lights induce merriment. They induce welcoming. They induce togetherness. They turn night into day, darkness into light. But what about our inner light? Is there a light there to ignite? And with what is our inner light ignited? Inner light signifies wisdom. And if there is ever a time we need to act wisely, that time is now. So, how do we turn on our inner light and be empowered? This, this empowerment with which we become wise can only come from knowledge. When we get to know our true self, we become wise. Or, as we've come to understand, our third eye opens, the eye of wisdom. So, what is this essential self-knowledge, the knowing of which sets us free? It is knowing that we are immortal, and that when we use I, we ought only to be referring to the being within the body that is separate and eternal and never dies. With this perspective, everything that we see with the physical eye changes. We see our true relationship with all things physical, our bodies included. And we can remain the detached, invisible witness that could make the right choices for our well-being in every situation. No longer at the mercy of circumstances. No longer slave or victim. Instead, independent and free. It is this truth that sets us free from all fear and despair. We no longer have to fear death or loss of any kind, especially in including the suffering which ought not to be when souls depart, as we all must. Not only must we all depart, so must we all come again to play our part in this perpetual, eternal, unlimited drama. So I'd like you to take a moment right now and contemplate how extraordinarily comforting knowing this would be. Just wherever you are, just stop for a moment and consider that you are this being of light, eternal and free. It changes everything, doesn't it? It should light up your world, both inner and outer. Makes us whole again. So this third eye is not about clairvoyance and the like, and it is about knowing the self. It is about understanding who you essentially always are. And you come to this way of knowing through the discipline of meditation, the Raja Yoga meditation that's available here for you, free of charge. When I began meditating more than 20 years ago, I started to get answers to questions that I always was very curious about. And interestingly enough, the answers came unasked. They just showed up as insights, if you will. And of course, insights are not to be questioned. And so, as I continued to meditate, I started to develop the confidence that I could ask myself, the self, any question. And so, rather than just have answers show up that I didn't even know I was asking, I started to ask my own questions. And sure enough, I would get an answer. But what was amazing in terms of the realization I had is that the answers were not coming from me, they were coming through me. And once that was clear, I realized that I'd found a true friend, a friend that I could ask any question, a friend that I could question anytime, a friend that was not judgmental and that was always true and available. And so, in finding this true friend, it was very clear to me that I'd found truth. And that was very, very comforting and remained so. And so, what we're inviting you to do here is to find truth. And you do so by going within. That silence is a frequency where truth is communicated from the highest authority. And you will know that when you begin to follow this path. And so I encourage you, as the season arrives and unfolds, that this peace and goodwill towards all that it represents need not be seasonal. It need not require your acquiring anything. You will have that true contentment, which mistakenly assumes that that means having everything you desire. It's really the opposite. It's having no desires or need for anything, and so that you can be content with yourself, because you are whole and complete. And when your light is ignited, you'll discover that you are whole and complete, and that all that you have been seeking elsewhere and from others, you'll find it within. And so your empowerment, your freedom, your salvation is in your hands. And we invite you to take this journey with us, starting today if you haven't started already. Om Shanti.